Welcome to Classical Chats. I'm Tiffany, I'm a classical pianist, the host of this series where I talk to all kinds of people who love classical music. Also the founder of Together with Classical, which is a non-profit charity dedicated to you and everyone who love classical music. Today we have a very special pianist from South Africa. Her name is Ying-Shan Tseng. She's 18 and she is actually blind. So we're going to learn about how she stays motivated, how she learns music, and just how she's doing.
It's really like an honor to be able to talk to you. It
Aw.
feels so unreal.
Oh, that's very nice. No, it's just very inspiring to hear about your story and just your background. So I thought you should definitely come on a classical chats. So,
Thank you.
yeah. So do you want to kind of introduce yourself and tell us how you started your journey with classical music and yeah, just explain a bit about your background.
I'm Yingshan, and I started playing piano. Well, we had a toy keyboard in my grandparents' house, and my parents said that I used to like figure out children's songs and like that when I was like 2 years old. And then, but my grandmother says that I used to sing children's songs before I could like speak with words and everything, and apparently in tune. I don't know.
Oh
I
wow.
only heard that.
So do you have
And
perfect
then,
pitch?
yes, I do.
Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of also started. I mean, not kind of. I really did start it also with toy piano. So,
Yeah, I think that toy piano had about 10 keys.
oh, you
I'm
had
not sure
more
how I
keys.
survived figuring out all the songs with that, but
Ah,
yeah, so my mom just thought maybe I would like to do music. And so then I guess because piano is a popular instrument, or maybe, I don't know, then she just decided that maybe I should go for piano lessons. So I started lessons, I think, at the age of 4, if I'm not wrong. But I can't actually remember because I was too young to still remember. Yeah. And then I did my first exam at the age of 7, and I only started singing much later, actually.
so you do still sing and you play the piano.
Yeah. And I play flute as well, which I started recently.
Oh
So I'm
wow!
still, yeah, beginner for that.
Did you start during the pandemic for the
Um,
for the flute?
so I started in about end of September or beginning October with flute.
Ah,
Luckily, now we are back to having live lessons,
where
but
are you
like,
exactly?
I'm in South Africa.
How's it been like getting back into live lessons and now starting the flute as well?
Oh, it's really amazing. Actually, I had my first like in-person lesson again, like in June, end of June or beginning July, um, because I had a TV interview.
Mm.
But it was so nice to be back doing everything in person, because during the pandemic, like everything became so, I felt really demotivated, because like, why am I still doing this if the only person I'm playing for, singing for, is myself?
Mm. So how
So
did you
yeah.
still stay motivated, or did you really need that push of being in live, in person lessons to really get out of that feeling?
Online lessons wasn't that bad actually, but I think that was maybe the only thing that kind of kept me motivated to still carry on practicing and still carry on doing my schoolwork.
Ah,
So
okay. So for me, learning piano is it's can be a challenge already, and reading the music sometimes it might take me a while. But what's it like for you to learn through braille? Say sorry, I'm
yes,
just I don't know how to pronounce the word. Yeah,
fine.
what's that like?
I think obviously it definitely takes much longer, because when I learn a new piece for piano, I have to first read with my one hand and then play the other hand. So if I'm reading the right hand, I'll have to first read with my left hand and then play the right hand. But then I have to memorize that first
Mm.
and then do it the other way around and then put it together. So it definitely takes much longer to learn a piece for me, because I'm not actually able to sight read, as in have the music in front of you and then read it like that. And then the music is not always available either, because we have only one like printing company,
Mhm.
I don't know what you call it, that prints braille music. So in the whole of South Africa, and it takes quite long to um, transcribe a piece into braille and then still like proofread it for mistakes and then eventually get delivered to me. So it takes really long. So I'm glad actually in that sense that I have perfect pitch, because then I can still learn my pieces by ear.
Mm. So do you find yourself depending more on your ear, or is it a mix?
I think because you want to learn a certain number of pieces a year, maybe for competitions or exams or like that. I do think that I learn more by ear, especially this year when I kind of changed teacher, and then I kind of also got so motivated somehow to do this amount of pieces in like 3 months or like that. So
Mm.
yeah, I think I do learn more by, I actually learned more by ear this year because of the fact that the music isn't always available in braille and it takes very long.
How long does it take for you to learn then?
Well, last year I played Schumann's Papillon for a competition. Yes, and
One
I
of my
started the year
favorite.
before that.
One of my favorites.
And you played really beautifully.
Oh, thank you. I love that piece, but oh wow, it's there are some tricky spots, but yeah, I love that piece.
Definitely some tricky spots.
I'm just thinking
But I
in the second variation with the octaves, that run,
yeah,
like going
yeah.
up and then the octaves going down. Oh, I always get freaked out no matter how many times I play it. I'm like, just don't think about it, just play, just play. Ah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the jumps and everything. But I started learning it the year before, so in 2018, in like I think September or like that, and I think I only finished it last year in I think April or May, maybe even June, just to learn the music.
Mm. But I mean, everyone works at different pace, so I always encourage everyone to not compare themselves to my speed or anyone else's speed because everyone's journey is unique. So it's just not fair to yourself. So no, but I think it's great that you're so motivated to do it. So do you want to give some advice on how you still stay motivated despite not being able to see and having some challenges that's really unique to you?
I think in general, like the biggest thing about this, if you have challenges or like that, the biggest thing really, and I think it's because I grew up, my parents always like kept on reminding us about that. I have three other siblings.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
very
So
lively
my
household.
very big family. So my parents keep on reminding us about the fact that no matter what challenges you face, that you mustn't give up on what you started with, and that you must work as hard as you can to eventually complete the task that you started or to reach success. So I think the biggest thing really is to just keep on working hard and just not giving up, because after all, I think working hard, it just pays off.
Yeah, I see that you wrote in your application that you really are passionate about it and that you think reading and researching helps with your music making. So you really put a lot of effort into, making your journey worth it and really striving, which I really admire. So
Thank you.
please excuse the beeping truck noise. Do you hear it? I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's super.
but like it's really kind of nice to kind of
Which
hear
now
that somehow,
do you hear it?
because I was in New York in 2017, and it's just like the city never sleeps.
Yeah.
So it brings back memories of that kind of week that I spent there. So it's quite nice actually,
Ah,
somehow.
nostalgic. Yeah, sometimes I
Yeah.
just get random up, E flat, E flat, E flat, E flat, E
Yeah.
flat.
That's
I'm
kind of
glad.
the annoying thing about perfect pitch, is that you keep on analyzing what note the
Yeah,
thing is on, or if a piece is played transposed to another key, then you kind of feel like this piece doesn't really sound so like right in this key. It
yeah.
should rather be the original key.
No, it's great to connect with you through our mutual perfect pitchness because I remember once I was listening to a Horowitz recording and half of the album was in the right key and without any pitch changes. And then suddenly, I think the ballade, Chopin ballade, started, and it was just
Yeah.
like a half tone higher or something like that. So everything sounded suddenly not sad, and as Chopin had what I thought intended, it sounded so bright and weird, and I just could not get out of that. So in a way, I think it's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because
Yeah,
you can enjoy it,
I
or
think
I
so too.
yeah. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
But it's quite nice actually, because I think you learn music fast and everything. Maybe I'm not sure if you like think that too, but like yeah, it is a curse sometimes.
Yeah, but we keep striving. No, I think having perfect pitch does help me to learn faster, and in a way, even though I read the music, I think most of it happens in my ear and in my brain, like my internal ear, not necessarily constantly listening to it, but once the music is in me, it just repeats. Like last night, I couldn't get a Mozart concerto out of my head for hours. It was just playing in my head over and over. So I think that kind of training is also very important, very much part of my learning process rather than just reading the music. But
Strangely enough, I also had a Mozart concerto stuck in my head yesterday because I'm playing one
ah,
for with the Philharmonic.
which one?
E flat major number 9.
Ah, I love
But I'm
that
playing the third
one.
movement only. Yeah.
Oh, I had that also because I got the E flat concertos mixed up in my head because I grew up
Hmm.
listening to the ninth one, and also the 14th I've also heard, and
Hmm.
I kind of got them mixed up, and then my brain would play I think the third movement of the ninth, and I'd be like, wait a minute, this sounds really cute, but I don't think this is what I'm learning. I don't think this is the 14th. It's a different one, same key but different movement, different concerto. But oh, that's
Yeah, but the third movement is really nice of the ninth actually. It's almost like a concerto of itself because it has a slow movement in the middle, like the slow
yeah.
section.
It's interesting how Mozart kind of did some little unusual things at the time and had little sections in the movement itself. It's a good piece.
Yeah.
When are you gonna
It's really
perform it?
I am playing that in November with the Cape Town Philharmonic. We starting rehearsals actually in November.
Oh.
Um, I think in like this third week, second or third week of November. But before that, I just need to first write a few of my last um, high school exams, and then most importantly, just finish writing the 2 maths papers, and then
Uh,
I can spend the rest of my time just on music.
remind me, how old are you?
I'm 18.
You're 18.
I'm finishing with high school in December, and then
And then are you going? Where do you see yourself going after that?
so I am provisionally accepted for studying music next year. Um,
Congrats.
I'm really excited to go to university and just focusing on music and the things that I enjoy and not having to worry about school.
Well, university is still school, but I understand what you mean. That you get a lot more freedom in university. I definitely enjoyed my 4 years, so it was great. Do you see yourself becoming a concert pianist, like doing this full time? Where do you see yourself in, I don't know, 5 years, 10 years?
Oh, yeah, I definitely enjoy performing, so I'll definitely carry on performing. Um, I would love to carry on performing if like, people still enjoy my music, but I also have a really big interest in teaching somehow
Hmm.
because I think without great teachers they won't ever be great performers. So I might go into teaching as well and performing at the same time. But then because I also extremely love languages, I might do language teaching or translating or like that as well because
Ah,
okay, but I can't choose what I want to do anymore because I like all three.
that's fine. I mean, now is the time to explore and see where your heart goes. Which language in particular?
I like learning foreign languages and different languages the
What are
whole
you doing?
time. So currently, my parents are Taiwanese,
Ah,
so we speak Taiwanese at home, and then I understand Mandarin, but I definitely don't speak it like really well. And then English, and then in South Africa we speak Afrikaans. Um, and then because I sing and just because I want to travel to Europe one day and because yeah, I still am trying to learn German, French, and Italian,
Wow. Very ambitious.
and Portuguese. I want to learn Portuguese as well, and
Wow.
maybe Spanish and Russian. So
Wow. And wow, that's really amazing. I'm sure you can do it. I can't commit to learning languages for some reason. I know a bit of French, but then gave up. And now, technically, I started German, but kind of also not really having the right motivation to continue. So that's really amazing. Wow. Do you really um, stressed about having a good teacher and a mentor, how important it is to have that in a musician's life? Do you have like a particular experience maybe you want to share? And maybe that also kind of links to why you want to be a teacher.
so everyone starts somewhere, and mostly apart from being self-taught, somehow you do get guidance from a teacher, like a mentor, like that. And because it's just because they teach you, I don't know, technical things and give you more insight into interpretation, and that apart from your own research at home and in your reading, if you read or if you listen to others. But even if you listen to others master classes or that, it's still, being taught by someone. um, and I think, because for me, the teachers that I've had always were the people who inspired me to look at music differently or interpret things in a different way, or just broaden my frame of reference, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
um, and I really end up having really good relationships with my teachers, and I think, yeah, it's just really important. So I want to be the same one day if I go into teaching, to be able to be that for my students and inspire them to carry on um, doing classical music. But I think a teacher is not just there to teach the subject that they're teaching, like music or languages or maths, because I think they also, because you spend so much time with your teachers, more than you spend with your parents, actually, because if you are at school or at university, you spend a lot of time with the lecturers that you have, the teachers, your friends. I think they also actually set an example for you about how to solve problems in life.
Hmm.
So that's why I think teachers are really important.
Hmm. That's really interesting. You must have had really, really inspiring and really amazing teachers. So I'm really happy for you because not,
I still have really amazing teachers now.
yeah,
So
because it's not. I mean, there are all kinds of people out there and all kinds of teachers out there, and sometimes they might not be the best role models, but that seems like that's kind of how you view your teachers, which is really great. I'm glad
I mean,
such
I
great.
do have friends who say that they don't necessarily have the best teachers who are the best role models and everything, but I think I want to be the type of teacher that sets a good example for the younger generation one day, and to just inspire them to carry on making music and to carry on developing, composing, not necessarily composing. I would still explore that one day. I would like to inspire and hopefully motivate younger people to be interested in classical music, because somehow there isn't so many young people that listens to classical music or are interested in it somehow.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely how I felt when I was in school, and in a way, that's why I started together with classical. So that's really inspiring.
Well, thank you so much. It's really been nice talking to you.
That was really fascinating to hear about how she learns music, and she has so much ambitions. It's very inspiring. I hope you found that inspiring too. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode of Classical Chats or any of our episodes so far, please don't forget to subscribe and also maybe even tell your friends, because the more people there are here in this community, the more exciting it is for everyone to come on and share their stories. And I really look forward to many more. Thank you so much. See you.